Tab I want to cover is the balance measures tab. And why don't we pick a different module for this? Why don't we let's use chest pain. It's one I know a little bit more too. And so what we're going to do is walk through this again, just like all the other panels. And this one's a little bit more complex as well, but again, gives you a lot of insight about what's going on at your particular site for a specific initiative. And again, so this is the balance measures view. There's information in the pop-up, lots of selections here at the top. You can hide and show things. You can select different years. It's probably the most useful just to pick all years for this, because the balancing measures are very rare. Like the outcomes on the balancing measures are very rare, and so they're infrequent events. And so probably aggregating it to the year is the right move here. And so what you're going to do from here is you're going to select your module. I selected chest pain, and then you have to make a second selection as to what the balancing measure is. And so we have a bunch of different options for chest pain. You can select a low-risk population, or you can just select any chest pain visit. Those are the first three versus the last three. But within the low-risk group, you can select any visit 30 days after the index chest pain visit, any diagnosis of ACS 30 days after the index visit, and then any major adverse cardiac event 30 days after the index chest pain visit. You can do that for the low risk patients, and then also the entire chest pain group. And so why don't we pick major adverse cardiac events 30 days after the visit. And so you're going to select this by clicking the red circle, and that's the button for it. And so then that will replot the middle graph here. And so what you're seeing here is another line graph. This one is not a moving average. This is the absolute data. On the x-axis, you see the P4P year listed as fiscal year. You can actually you can make it more granular if you want. You don't have to, and you can see that in the demo data, the FY23 data is a little weird. So I'm going to actually re-aggregate it, or drill up. You can drill down to make it more granular. You can drill up to make it less granular. And so I've made it back to the default, which is by P4P year. On the left axis, you see the rate of the balancing measure, and then they're the thicker lines. And then on the right axis, you see the rate of the actual metric itself in the background in these faded lines. Again, in orange, you're going to see the selected sites. In blue, you're going to see the aggregate of all the other sites within MEDDIC. And then so you can see that in the demo data, at least in the orange, we had a decrease in the from 2021 to 2022 and 2023 P4P years. We had a decrease in the major adverse cardiac events rate, again in these thicker lines, while having an increase in the safe discharge rate of these low-risk chest pain patients. And again, that's in the faded lines in the background. Pretty much a similar trend for all the other sites. You can see it's a little bit more stable. You're always going to see like much more stable data for the aggregate of all the other sites, because it's a much bigger number. And then in the bottom left panel, you see the rate of the selected balancing measure plotted against the rate of the metric, and then individualized to the different sites which are de-identified. Your site or sites will be in the larger orange circle, and all the other sites will be in the blue circles, which are a little bit smaller. And then you'll see a case list on the right. The case list will show the balancing measure patients that triggered the balancing measure. And so you can do a deep dive on these. Obviously, this is fake data, but you can hover over this little dot and then look at this MRN. You can look it up in your own EHR. So that's it. That's the last of the views on the All Measures dashboard. I hope this video was helpful for you. Again, feel free to reach out to Katie, me, or any of the MEDDIC team with questions. This will be sort of the first in a series of other videos that sort of explain how to use some of the dashboards to again help you all investigate the data at your own sites, explore it, develop new projects, new quality interventions, track performance, whatever you want. The overall theme is that we want you to be able to develop some insights about your own practice, your colleagues' practice, your site's practice, whatever, at your site, and in using data is the best way to do that. Thank you very much.